Good morning, amigos, and welcome to another episode of Inside the Ropes with Coach Mario. Coach Mario, owner and head coach of Warriors Pride Boxing Academy here in Miami, Florida. How are you guys doing today? Hope everybody's fine and getting ready for the holidays. We're basically traveling out of state and spend some time with some family members, and we'll be back next week. So I hope everybody enjoys. Great holidays with your family, friends, and stay safe, my friends. Okay, now let's jump immediately into today's episode and the subject that I was thinking about this past week because some people have asked me in the past a question that I have answered in a way, but I took down some notes and I try to make it so that I can share with some of you people out there, some people that listen to this channel around the world, uh, the following question. The following question, which has been asked to me in the past, and now I've made it a subject of this new episode. And the question is, why are Latin men or Latino men or Hispanic men so great at boxing, fighting, and this type of combat sports? What makes the Latin man such a great fighter? And when I was asked this question, and I'm aware there's other cultures around the world which have great fighters and have excellent upbringing and the way they carry themselves as warriors, but today, I'm just going to specifically talk about that question, Latin men. All right, what makes Latin men or Latino men such great fighters? And I took down 10 reasons why. I wrote them down, guys, so I wouldn't forget and try to put it into perspective. And I want to know what you guys think about this. You know, if you are a former boxer, or you're a fighter, or you grew up with this kind of background. Share your experience with me. I would really appreciate hearing from you. All right, so let's go to number one. Number one is passion. All right, Latino men are known for their passion and fiery spirit, which translates well into the boxing ring. Their determination and drive give them the edge to succeed in the sport. All right, I don't know how to explain that one. Just simple fact that Latin men are men of passion. We're passionate about everything we do. I mean, it doesn't matter what we do, whether it's a sport, specific sport, is work, is is actually our growth as an individual, spiritual, passion about the women we love, passion about our family. It's all ingrained in our spirit and in our mind and in our soul, and that is one of the things that I believe makes us successful, and one of the reasons why we Latin men are such great fighters. All right, so that's number one, passion. Number two, cultural influence. Boxing has a deep-rooted history and cultural significance in many Latin American countries. This rich heritage instills a strong connection and love for the sport from an early age, providing a solid foundation for aspiring Latino boxers. And I can tell you guys that number two is it's a personal experience of mine. The first time I saw a boxing match was when I was 10 years old at the Hiram Bithorn Stadium in Puerto Rico, in San Juan, Puerto Rico. My father and my grandfather, I believe my uncle was there too, if I'm not mistaken. But the men of the family took me, a little kid, to experience a live boxing championship fight. And it was between Carlos Ortiz, who was the lightweight champion of the world from Puerto Rico, versus Sugar Ramos, who was a Cuban, an excellent Cuban rag fighter. They were disputing the lightweight title. And if you guys haven't seen the fight, it was a massacre. Carlos Ortiz destroyed Sugar Ramos inside a few rounds. I don't remember how many rounds it was, but the point is that it made a great impact in my psyche, in my soul, and I had never seen anything like this, and I was hooked, guys. I was hooked to the sport of boxing. So that influence from the family, from the parents, from elders that are so passionate about the sport in Latin America. And we're talking Latin America has over 33 different countries, guys. Latin America is not all Mexico, all right? So for those of you who think all Latinos are Mexican, you are totally mistaken, all right? There is difference in cultures. But again, that is one of the things, the cultural influence is one of the things that instills in us the love for the sport. All right, number 3, toughness. Growing up in challenging environment often gives Latino men a toughness and resilience that can be a significant advantage in the demanding world of professional boxing. And when I say toughness, we are treated tough from the day we're born by our family. Our parents are tough on us. They got that tough love growing up. If we come home crying, some bully beat our ass or pushed us around, our parents, jump on us and tell us, hey, you better take care of this yourself or I'm going to embarrass you in front of everybody next time. And you're going to learn how to fight. And you're going to learn how to defend yourself. And we're on our own. And I can tell you from personal experience, that was me. My father used to tell me, first day of school, what you're going to do is you pick the biggest guy in class and you punch him right in the eye. My father was nuts. I said, Dad, I'm going to get my ass beat. He goes, yeah, but you'll get your ass beat, but it's only going to be one ass beating the whole year because everybody's going to think you're crazy. And guess what? It worked. So that upbringing, we weren't pampered, especially men or boys weren't pampered. We were brought up with tough love. That tough love made us tough, made us fight for what was right, defending our family, defending our values and what we would see. We wouldn't let nobody push us around, and that has made this culture, the Hispanic cultures, so strong because that's the way they raise us from since we are young kids. All right, that's number 3. Number 4, natural athleticism. Many Latino men possess natural athleticism, including speed, agility, and strength, which are essential qualities for a successful boxer. We're always doing sports. We're always running. I remember when I was a kid, we used to ride bikes all day long. We didn't use no helmets, none of that stuff. We didn't have the money nobody had helmets back in the day. We would swim. My house, my mother's house, my mother had a little house right in front of the ocean in Punta Santiago, which is a small town in the east part of the island. It's right in front of the ocean. And we used to swim, all the kids used to swim like all the way to the buoys, which were like a mile away. And I'm telling you, we're like 13 years old and we're swimming all the way out there. So, we were just raised that way. There was no concern about us getting hurt. We would get hurt, we would stand up and get up again. And that athleticism, helped us in other sports, just like baseball, boxing, and other sports in Latin America. Kids are practicing the sports all the time, and there is a natural athleticism to the Latino culture, all right? Number 5, boxing tradition. And we already spoke about that, okay? Many Latino families have a tradition of boxing, with fathers passing down their knowledge and skills to their sons. This lineage creates a strong boxing pedigree that often propels the next generation to success in the sport, all right? Father to son, son to grandson. That's the way it's been in my family. That's the way it is in a lot of families, and you can watch some of these great fighters that are trained by their fathers, and there's so many out there, and they instill that love of the sport, and they train their kids to become great champions from as early as 6, 7 years old. All right. All right. Number 6, mental toughness. Enduring hardships and overcoming obstacles is part of the Latino experience. And this mental toughness is a significant asset to boxers. It helps them stay focused and determined during intense fights and rigorous training. All right, we got no quit in us, man. You know that they call it in Puerto Rico, cria boricua. They don't quit. Fighters from Puerto Rico, fighters from Latin America, from Mexico. I mean, if you fight a Mexican fighter or a Puerto Rican fighter or a Argentinian fighter, some of these guys, they have no quit in them. You don't see them quitting in their stool. All right, so that is that toughness, that pride, you can call it, of overcoming obstacles and having that faith that we can actually achieve our goals is something that is innate in the Latino culture. All right, that mental toughness. Number 7, community support. Latino boxers often receive strong support from their communities, which can provide motivation and a sense of pride, driving them to excel in the ring. As you guys remember, when Tito Trinidad beat Oscar de la Hoya, and Oscar de la Hoya ran the last 4 or 5 rounds all over the ring, when Tito came back to the island, and I remember that day, because I was living in Puerto Rico at that time, the whole island stopped. The whole island stopped. I mean, everybody was receiving him at the airport. They had this big caravan on the way from Isla Verde all the way down that road there, right in front of Carolina, and it was a mass celebration in where everybody was proud and happy to see their champion Tito Trinidad achieve success. The same thing happened with Roberto Duran when he beat Sugar Ray Leonard the first time around. When he came back home, it was like the same thing. Huge parade. The whole country stopped. That is community support. And you don't see that here in the States. You don't see that. You got some fighter win a fight. Oh yeah, he won a fight and that's it. But you don't see the whole country or specific area, city stopping completely, having a parade, and everybody in tune with what happened with that fighter, because the sport of boxing is not what it used to be here in the States. It's not a national sport. It used to be the number 1 sport here in the United States. Now it is not. Now you have football, you have other sports that are more, let's call it, more accepted by the people, and more people know about these sports than boxing. A lot of people don't even know who the champions are. All right, there's a lot of casuals out there, but Latinos, we're not like that, guys. We follow our champions, we follow our fighters, and when they win a great fight, a legendary fight like that, the whole country stops. All right, next one, the fighting spirit. Latino culture often values honor, courage, and the willingness to stand up and fight for what is right. These principles can translate into a boxer's mentality, giving them the resolve to face tough opponents and challenging situations. All right, fighting spirit, la cría, what I was talking about right now, that fighting spirit, guys. I tell you, if back in the day I would have, let's say, gone to train at my gym, and my coach says, "Okay, zurdo," because I'm lefty, and he goes, "Zurdo, come on, you're gonna spar with this guy," and we're talking about sparring with a pro that was undefeated, and because you get to that level where you're at a young age, you're already sparring pros, and they would say, "Okay, well, you're gonna spar such and such guy." You can't say no. You can't say no. Well, my hand hurts, or my leg, or I didn't sleep well last night, because everybody in that gym is gonna look at you and look down on you and say, "Oh, this guy's a coward." So that Latino kind of spirit, that fighting spirit is within us, and we look down on people that are weak. We help them out, but I'm talking about, weak in spirit, weak in drive. We don't like that. We like to see our men and women be strong and move forward against all types of adversities. And you see so many stories out there. Most of these champions come from nothing, guys. So that fighting spirit is what gets them through in order to become successful warriors and champions and legends of the sport. All right? Number 9, entertaining style. All right, you see two Latino boxers are often known for the entertaining and crowd-pleasing fighting style. Whether it's aggressiveness, offense, and flashy footwear, Latino boxers tend to captivate audiences with their exciting performances. Put two Mexicans together. Put a Mexican and a Puerto Rican. Put a Mexican and an Argentinian. Guys, you're gonna see a war. You're gonna see a war, and that is something that I don't even have to explain to you guys. But whenever there's two Mexicans fighting, whenever there's a Puerto Rican and a Mexican fighter fighting, there's a big elite type of fighters, an elite card. Everybody watches. I mean, at least the knowledgeable boxing fans acknowledge that is going to be a brawl, that is going to be a war. All right? And the last one, success stories. Latino boxers have a long history of success in the sport, including iconic figures such as Julio Cesar Chavez, Roberto Duran, Felix Tito Trinidad, Miguel Cotto, and so many others. Alexis Arguello, Carlos Monzon, Mantequilla Nápoles, Kid Chocolate, just hundreds of them that have written their names in the boxing history books with blood, sweat, and tears. These guys, legends, have actually written their names in our memory and in the history of the sport, and it is one of the reasons why so many boxers nowadays, like for example, Subriel Matia looks up to Tito Trinidad. He says himself, "I'm no Tito Trinidad. I don't even have the gall to tie his shoes. This man is a legend." And we have that respect towards our legendary figures. We don't disrespect. All right, these are just few of the many reasons why Latino men are exceptional boxers, and they continue to leave their mark on the sport with their talent, dedication, and unwavering spirit. Well, guys, I hope this answered all your questions, or anybody out there wondering what makes a Latino boxer so great, so successful. If you guys have any comment on any personal history that you like to, or story that you like to share with us, we really appreciate it. Like I said before, I try to answer every single question that is posted on my channel. Again, thank you for tuning in to this new episode. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Well, this is all for now, my friends. Until next time, this is Coach Mario, owner and head coach of Warriors Pride Boxing Academy, saying hasta la vista. God bless you all, and peace.